Hi, I'm Trudger. I'm your reviewer to the end.
Yes, that's right. Today we are back at it again, just briefly, with the NECA Ultimate action figures. Today we're looking at the good guys, because he wants you for a best friend. Collect all the good guys' accessories. So, this is Chucky from Child's Play / Chucky. What do y'all know the series as? Because it was originally called the Child's Play series, but then it was changed to the Chucky series. So, what do y'all call it? But regardless, this is Chucky. And here he is up against another killer doll type thing. Here he is with Megan. I feel like that's an appropriate scale. Here he is with Mr. Ghostface, my first of the NECA horror figures. And then, of course, here he is just for the classic. Here he is with Spider-Man. If you want to have Spider-Man versus Chucky, you can definitely have that. But then as far as how tall this guy actually is, well, he is in the 7-inch scale, but he's obviously not that tall because he's a shorter guy. He's supposed to be. Looks like he is just under 4 inches to the top of his hair. And that translates in metric. Let's say that is just about 10 centimeters. So, here he is, and I have to say, I think that he looks really good. We'll go over the alternate head sculpts and that kind of thing first. This is the one that I happen to like the most. Definitely gives him that kind of Bride of Chucky look, but also like not as stitched up, you know. So yeah, in terms of this head sculpt, I do like the orange hair. It definitely looks accurate to a doll's hair, because obviously this isn't supposed to be like, you know, a real guy. This is supposed to be a doll. And so because of that, it actually does look good by it looking fake. So yeah, if that makes any sense. I do like the you know, the details there of how the hair's kind of parted off to the side. Gives him kind of a Billy Loomis type look, and I think that that's kind of cool. I do like the eyes there. You got those nice bluish eyes, bluish green type thing. I'm not the best with eye color, but you can see those. You do kind of have his missing eyebrows there, and then like all the scars, and you can see like some of the muscle and blood and all of that underneath on that one side there. You got like all the scars and the stitches and all of that, and he has kind of that mean look on his face, so I think that definitely looks accurate for Mr. Charles Lee Ray. And then as far as the good guy's uniform, I do like the striped shirt or sweater. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Is this supposed to be like a long sleeve shirt, or is this a sweater, or like what is this supposed to be? I don't know, but whatever it is, it definitely looks accurate. I like the blues, and then the greens, and then the reds, and then kind of the yellows in there. It definitely looks accurate to the source material. And you don't really see a whole lot of it, but it does look good on the sleeves. I will say that it does kind of look a little obvious that the striping doesn't continue on the inside of the joint there. They technically could have painted that, but I'm not bothered by it too much. I mean, you do notice it, but I don't think it's that bad. The hands, the little doll hands, definitely look good. And then as far as the overalls go, this is the main thing that I like about this figure, is all the detail that they have with the overalls, or dungarees, or whatever you want to call them, depending upon where you are. What do you call these in where you live, where you grew up, like all of that? Like, what do you call these? I call them overalls, but I know that's not what everybody calls them. But yeah, you got these red buttons on there, and they got like a little pocket there on the front. And they got some details there, like cowboy hats and boots and baseballs and gloves and jump ropes and construction hats and like all of that. And yeah, definitely looks accurate if they're just being a whole bunch of like kid toy stuff on there. It does also work with the side of the box there. It makes sense why you would have all of that. And yeah, you do have this nice detail there on the bottom of kind of the striping pattern on the sleeves there. It just kind of continues onto the ankles, so I think that looks good. And then he's got these shoes here. I think that they look accurate enough. They're like these little kid shoes, and no, there isn't really any detail on the bottom there, but I think that's definitely fair enough. I do like the red and then the white stripes on there. It definitely looks accurate. I mean, they even have his shoelaces on there, which is really cool. So there's that. And then as far as articulation goes, as you would probably expect, he doesn't really have a whole lot. There's only a single joint with the head. The head and the neck, as you can see with this one, the head of the neck is actually one piece. So you can't move the head without turning the neck, and it is pretty far down into the joint. You can see that with removing the head. But yeah, so really all he can do, he can rotate, and then he can look up just a little bit, and then he can look down pretty good amount. But yeah, that's about it. So you do get some side to side there. So that definitely looks good, but yeah, he's not really for too much in terms of dynamic poses. I mean, he can do that, but that's kind of about it. And then for the arms, they can go out a pretty reasonable amount, but that's about as far as they can go. You can get them to move all the way around. You do not get anything in the bicep. You do get a single joint for the elbow, however. You get about 90 degrees, so that's pretty good. And then the hands are on these very small ball hinges. So you get like a little bit of movement, and you obviously get rotation, but that's about it. As far as the torso, I don't think there's a joint in here. It's really hard to tell for me, just because of how thick this material is with like the shirt, but also the overalls there. So if there is a joint, it is very restricted, but my guess is that maybe they just didn't bother, which is fine with me. I mean, he's not supposed to be like super, bendy and all of that. But what he does have is he does have a joint right here. I'm going to spank him. Yeah, so he does have a joint here, so he can bend down, and he can also bend back. So yeah, there is a joint here. It's kind of a swivel, but you also do get some back and forth there. So there's that. And then the legs, they can go forward pretty decent amount. They can go back also a little bit. So I think that's fair enough, given this is a little toy for, it's like a kid's doll who's not supposed to be moving around a whole lot. So I think that's fair. He does have a pretty good thigh swivel. So there you go. If y'all like thigh swivels, he definitely has that. You do also get a pretty good single jointed knee. So there's that. And then for the ankle, you do get, I think it's supposed to be a ball hinge. So you do get some rotation here. You can also bring it back, and you can bring it forward, and you can also have a little bit of pivoting. So not too much, but I think that's fair. And then in terms of accessories go, here is where things get interesting. So you do have this look. I guess we'll talk about the head sculpts first. So this is not the head that came on with him in the package. That would be this one right here. And yeah, this is just a pretty standard looking good guys figure. So there you go. This definitely, like, this is the default look that all of them have. So I think it looks accurate. Definitely looks good. And yeah, it kind of has a little bit of that uncanny valley look a little bit, but that's kind of what they were going for. So yeah, definitely looks good. And like I said, you can just you can pop it off and then pop this back in if you want. I do recommend heating this up. I did actually have to heat this up. I was able to get this off pretty easily, but then like putting this on, I did have to heat the joint up in order to put it in there. So yeah, it's pretty solid in there. Like you might not have a hard time getting this off, but getting another head back on probably would be a pain. Just a heads up. So yeah, he does have these here, and then he does also have two other ones. He does have this one here, which kind of has this angry, kind of Chucky look, and he does have some of his hair missing. So it's kind of a thing of like he's endured a little bit of damage, but he's still got some fight in him. He's got kind of his teeth showing. He has that kind of angry look. I could imagine him saying something that's not particularly nice there. But then if you want to go with a more Child's Play 3 look, I'm pretty sure that's what this is inspired by. Yeah, you can give him this kind of Harvey Dent type look, which this does look really cool. And I did actually debate of, should I have this one on? But honestly, I kind of already have a Harvey Dent thing going on with Michael Myers here, so I figured that, we might as well go with this one and give it kind of a, like a neutral, like battle damage, but also stitched up, kind of look. So I kind of like that. But yeah, you can definitely see all the detail here with all of the different veins and muscles and all of that underneath the skin. Even got some like blood splatter on the side there, and you got like, the one exposed eye and then the one eye that's still good in there, and the teeth and like all of that. And also how the hair is like really wild and all of that on this side. It definitely, if you want to have a two-faced Chucky, This is definitely the head sculpt to pull off that look. So very interesting stuff there. And then speaking of interesting stuff, he does have some alternate hands. So in the package, he came with 2 just relaxed hands. So there you go. They can't really do anything. But then he does also have 2 gripping hands, so you can have him hold on to really anything. And he does also have this alternate hand here, which is not necessarily a trigger finger, but it's more in line with that. So he could, like have a gun kind of like that. So you do have that, and then, like I said, they are very tiny ball hinges, so do be careful with that. Because if you're not careful, you could probably break it, but like you can see, it's a very small hole that that fits into that peg there. So, yeah, just be aware of that. And then if you don't want to give him this look, but you want to go for more of a Child's Play 2 look, you can definitely do that with this right here. So, yeah, if you've seen Child's Play 2, which, I don't know about you, but for me, Child's Play 2 was the best movie in the series, like, hands down. But, yeah, when he gets, like, his hand stuck in the machine, and then he jabs, like, his knife into there to give himself another blade, you can definitely recreate that look. And so what you could do is obviously just, pull this off and then put this back in, but I would recommend heating that up before you do that. But, there you go. And then if you want to give him a more conventional weapon, well, he's got you covered here. So he does have a kitchen knife, which when I first saw this, I thought that this was like, oh, they just reused the knife that Michael Myers had. But if we actually take a look at these, they are different. You can see that one has a way thicker handle, and also a not necessarily a thicker blade, but like a wider blade. So there you go. I guess if you want Michael Myers to have that, you could, but I don't know. I kind of like giving him the one that he already had. So he's got this one, and then Chucky can have this one here. It is a very thick handle, though, so be aware of that. But he does have that. He does also have a kind of a razor type thing. So if you want to have him give some haircuts, or more accurately, some cuts of other body parts, you can definitely do that. He does also have this massive dagger, which I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a Damballa type thing. Probably like for some ritual or something. I'm not entirely sure, but that's my guess anyway. So it does come with that. He does also come with a hammer here. And this is actually a licensed hammer by the Good Guys company. This is the right way to see it, yeah. So you do have the Good Guys logo on there. So there you go. If you want him to be a bad guy with a Good Guy branded thing, you can do that. You could also give him this yardstick, which if you've seen Child's Play 2, he uses this on the teacher. So it does have a nice look to it. It does look like a real yardstick, just obviously shrunken down. So as you can see here, this guy isn't quite 3 feet tall. Yeah, so there you go. You can definitely see the details there. It does say Play Pals Toys, Good Guys, and yeah, they even have the little logo there of the Good Guys doll. So there you go. That's just kind of the same thing on the other side, so you could have him holding on to that. He does have a baseball bat, which is pretty cool. So there you go. You can give him a baseball bat there. And then he does also have this thing, which I think is kind of interesting looking. It's kind of this skull crossbones type knife there, so looks interesting. I like the details there, especially with the red on there. So that looks pretty cool. He does also have a gun. I don't know if this is supposed to be the squirt gun from Child's Play 2, or if maybe this is a gun from Child's Play 3. I'm not entirely sure. Y'all can let me know in the comments what you think this is from, but either way, it looks accurate. I like the silver detail as well as the black there on the handle. And then he does also have this knife right here, which is what I like to give him, on my shelf and all of that. So he got a nice gold there on like the ends, and then he got a nice silver blade, and then just kind of a black handle. And so, yeah, I think that really all of these could fit into his hand, pretty easily. And yeah, I think it looks accurate. But one of probably my favorite accessory that he has in this set is actually a scale accurate Good Guys box. So if you want, you can just kind of take him, and then you can open this up, and you can actually have him displayed as a good guy's doll. And so I think that that is really cool that they actually went with the extra effort and actually put him in there. So there we go, and I think that that actually does look accurate and in scale and all of that. So it says, good guys, he wants you for a best friend. They got all these pictures down here, collect all the good guys' accessories. Does say play partners toys there, ages 4 and up. Obviously you want a 4-year-old playing with Chucky. And then it says he wants you for best friend, and it says he can be a cowboy, a courageous soldier, a doctor, what does that say? A superstar baseball player. He can be any of that. And there we go. Sorry for that. Let's focus. There we go. I just wanted to see batteries included. Batteries are not actually included with this, for the record. So there you go. You got that. You got some more details there, and then we got some other stuff there, including something that might offend some people. So yeah, do be aware of that if that bothers you. But yeah, you got that, and then you got some other stuff on there. So there you go. And then as far as the actual box for the proper action figure, I do think that the detail looks accurate there. If you open this up, you can see a picture of Chucky there. Then you got some nice detail there with the stuff there, and it says, "I'm your friend till the end." Hi, I'm Chucky up there. So there you go. You got like a kind of a blown up version of the details that are there. Only it says NECA Real Toys, obviously. But yes, you got some pictures here of the figure and whatnot. So all of that. Oh my goodness, he looks so much like Two-Face in that picture there. Yeah, so that is about it. I actually found this at Meijer. Shoutouts to Meijer, all my Michiganders watching. But yeah, I think that just about covers it with Mr. Chucky, Mr. Charles Lee Ray. So if you enjoyed this review, you like this kind of stuff, do be sure to leave a like. You can let me know in the comments what you think. What do you think of the Chucky series in general? Do you like Chucky as a character? Do you not like him? You know, are you interested to see what they do with the series going forward and all of that? All that kind of stuff. If you want, you can definitely subscribe and stay tuned for more stuff. I am going to be taking a break from these NECA figures because they're cool, but I'm going to be taking a break from them. So, yeah, but you can definitely check out the other ones that I've reviewed. I do have a playlist with that. But other than all of that, I do hope that you enjoyed. I do hope that I'll see you all later. Goodbye.